memory time. This has been the best thing ever. I feel like I could do memories all the time. I've learned so many wonderful, amazing things about WAPN. It's so funny because when you're here, you think you know it all and you feel like you're part of it. But then to hear different things have been really special. So I have somebody I've known a long time in here today. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Bob Panic, and I've been a part of WAPN now, or I want to say a part of, because I feel like I am a part of the family.
Yeah, you are.
Because like Shelley said, we go way back, and it's just been a great thing knowing you and your family for the last, 30
I was trying to think,
years.
we're going to be 40 years old, and I know I've known you probably at least 30 of it.
Yeah.
You know, you knew my parents before you knew me, basically.
Yeah.
But we were a package deal. So how did you even meet my parents?
I believe I met them through a friend of mine, Frank Corrales. I think he introduced me to Gordon.
Okay, I was trying to think. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were one of the people from Gary Powell's group that met him that way. I was trying to think how you met him.
Well, I met Shane through Gary Powell in
Okay.
Oasis Church, and I know we had the business on Beach Street there
Yep.
for a little while,
Yep.
and I met you there.
Yep.
But I think I met Gordon before then.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember. My gosh, there's so much up here that it's it's hard to
But
recall.
that's what's so fun about doing this, because yesterday I had somebody here and we started talking about, and then he started to remember other things, we started talking about different things about my dad and my mom, and it was just like, all of a sudden it all came back.
Yeah.
My dad always depended on you to fix stuff with Shane. You and Shane were the IT guys that were going to figure it all out. And it was funny because there wasn't IT back then. You know, I mean, and when I say that out loud, people go, "What do you mean?" Remember, though,
Yeah.
it was the new kid on the block,
Yep.
and it was learning, and it was big monitors. Remember how big those monitors
Oh,
were?
yeah.
And the floppy disks. Remember how huge those were?
Yeah, the CRT monitors,
Yeah.
they had the big tube. And I always wondered, what am I doing to myself sitting in front of this huge TV screen? Because your parents always said, don't sit so close to the TV.
And here we are right on
huge
top of
monitors.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
And isn't it? Look at it now. I mean, you do everything with technology.
Oh, my goodness.
And
It's
you've been self-taught, haven't you?
pretty much,
Just
yeah.
like Shane.
Yeah.
Now, why did you decide to want to do IT and help people that way? And because you've helped a lot of ministries in town and stuff. What was the reason?
Well, it was kind of a natural thing for me to get into computers, because the job I had at the time, I was working at Spruce Creek Fly-In as director of security, and they went to computers for doing all the reports and everything for security. So as director of security, I had to get with the times or get behind.
Right.
Yeah. So I bought a computer. It was a 286, I believe, and it was like 24 megabytes of memory.
I know. My first one, I wish I would have kept it. I really do, because I remember I had it in the middle of the living room, and that thing, I felt like I turned it on, went to work, and came back up, and it was finally up and running.
Yeah. And the prices that they had back then for these simple computers was astounding. It was like $2,000 and $3,000 for a computer. So
I know.
It was crazy.
And now we do that for a phone. You know what I'm saying? It's hilarious. I know.
Yeah. It takes more to fly, or there's more in your phone than what was in the space shuttle, a lot more.
No, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of got
incredible.
involved with that, and then you and Shane got the business going.
Yeah.
And you and Shane were just out to change the world, weren't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, one little thing at a time, and nothing intimidated you guys. You guys always asked like you knew what you were doing. Did you really know, or were you flying by the seat of your pants?
I relied more on those guys. I'm more of a graphics guy.
Mm-hmm.
People can come here, and when they walk in the building, they can see stuff that I've worked on.
I know.
for you.
How did you feel driving up and seeing that? Yeah, there's my stuff.
Memories just flood back, But it's been a lot of fun trying to come up with original stuff for WAPN, and of course the dove with the heart has always been a part of your family and WAPN, and we wanted to make sure that we got that right for you.
Well, it's so cute because that is like our trademark. And I remember for a long time, love was part of us. But then I couldn't trademark it. I could not trademark the word love. And another radio station came in town, and they started using it. And I was like, But their call letters made it more, I just love, and the love of God, the love of Jesus, So I kind of went to battle with that for a season, and I couldn't win. And they didn't even win, but their call letters just kind of made it easier for them to use that catchphrase. And I was really discouraged about it. And my son-in-law said, well, you can look at it two ways. And I was like, okay, this will be interesting. He goes, every time somebody hears it on the secular world, they're thinking of you or vice versa, And I was like, oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
But I had to change that because the technology was moving, and people's radios started saying in the car what it was. And, you had to be careful with your call letters because you want people to come to your station or whatever. But that was a really hard season on me with technology, and people could claim stuff. But then I turned it around and thought, how neat is that you can have these things in your cars now. I remember the first time I saw it come across the car in the radio, WAPN. I was just like, wow. And that you could see the songs come across and all that. And now kids nowadays don't even know what a radio is. Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
How far we have come in this short amount of time. Don't you feel like it's been when you think about it?
Yeah, it's leaps and bounds, and now with this AI stuff, it's just my mind is boggled because the things that we can do today. Like I sent you a clip of a song, and there's a program out there, and I don't know if I can get into details about it, but it's an AI program that allows you to feed in your details about the song, or if you have audio that you've recorded.
I have heard about that.
Yeah. It will produce the full song for you. And I'm just blown away by it because I'm getting chills right now talking about it because it's so incredible. And,
So you're using it for the good. Of course, everything there's good and bad,
Sure.
But I'm learning AI because I'm intimidated by it. I really am. But
it is intimidating.
Well, my friends use it, and we'll go somewhere and they'll do and their posts or whatever are just amazing, And I'm still writing my little personal post because I don't know how to do it very well. And I've tried it a couple times. And my granddaughter, she said, Nanny, the more you use it, the more it's going to learn you.
Yeah.
And then it will be like you're writing it. She goes, at first it's awkward. And I was like, okay, the 14-year-old is telling me that I'm going to get more used to it.
Sure.
But she's totally right, know. And so I'm trying. I don't know how much I'll use it here at WAPN. But I do find myself when I want to know an answer or look up a word, it's so much easier to ask Siri, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
And then here it comes on your phone, and you're like, oh, that's what it was. Or I need to know something when something breaks. I just think it's so much easier.
It's a double-edged sword too because I keep up with all the I guess. The trends that the hackers are into and whatnot.
Well, you have to.
Yeah, and they're using AI to clone people's voices.
I know.
And call people and say, "Hey, this is your daughter. It's an emergency. Send money, et cetera, et cetera." And that's the part of it that really
makes me so mad.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like back in the old days, we would have a code word.
Exactly.
And so, like, if your child was at school and you would have to send you to go get my daughter or whatever, you would have a code word.
Yep.
Well, that's all you got to do now, people.
Yep.
But it would go back to some basics, but
PSA, get a code word for sure.
So tell us more. What are some of your memories of WAPN? Of course, now that dove I'm looking at it right now, and that was very special because that was very special to my parents. You personally knew my parents. Do you have a story about Gordy or Arlene that really always you'll remember about them?
I just know because it's been so long since Gordon left us. And
I know, 20 years.
Yeah, it's really amazing that how fast time goes by. But I just remember him being one of the sweetest people I ever met. He was just,
wasn't he?
Yeah.
Always a giver. Always a giver.
Here we go.
I know. I got it right here. Always a giver and always showed up, didn't he?
Your mom was probably a carbon copy of your dad as far as her generosity and love for people. I've met very few people that really had an affinity for everybody, and your mom, she was that person.
And how did you feel when you went to their house or to the radio station? Because you were allowed to come to their house.
Yeah,
Not everybody got to go to the house.
Yeah.
And people go, what do you mean? that was their house, you
Yeah.
know, but you were always welcome at their house.
Yeah, I remember that they were getting into video, and your mom bought a camera, and
Yep.
we were trying to figure that out and whatnot. Funny story, and I was so embarrassed. I was working for your mom, and she gave me some cash, and I remember putting him in my pocket, and as I was leaving, I was going to make sure that I had it, and somehow it had gotten tucked up in the seam of my pocket, and I could not find it. And we looked all over the place, and I felt
And it was
so
right
bad.
there.
Yeah, because I didn't want her to think that I was trying to, be,
Shady about it.
Yeah, like I'd lost the money or something.
Right.
But I genuinely couldn't find it, and finally I somehow reached up in there, and there it was. But it was just we spent so much time
She
looking
probably
for
showed
that.
grace the entire time, didn't she?
Yeah, oh yeah, she was amazing.
You're probably one of the people that pushed my mom in video and stuff and DVDs. I mean, not in a bad way. I mean, in a good
Yeah.
way, because you would show her anything she needed to know, and she did learn all that. She was
Yeah.
amazing
Oh,
how
very.
she learned it. And the last few years of her life, she drove me crazy about it, and I good crazy now, but at the time. She'd make a DVD for everything. Okay, I mean, literally, we would have a family dinner. She would be and then the next day we'd all get a copy of it, right? And I'd be like, oh my God, what am I ever going to do with these? What am I? And I have stacks and stacks.
Yeah,
That all ended that day.
memories.
Yep. And so it's funny because been trying, I thought I was going to be a scrapbooker. I don't have time. And I know that sounds terrible, but I got a big Apple computer a few years ago, and I'm putting all of that into the Apple computer. It's only used for that.
Nice.
Okay. And so I have files of each of my grandchildren. I have files of my parents that I'm building. And I want to I don't know what I want to do with that. I thought I wanted to put them all on CDs, but of course CDs are going away, but they're coming back too. It's weird. Even cassettes are coming back. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But I don't know how I want to store them for each person.
Yeah.
I haven't figured that out. I thought about external drive and give each person an external drive with all their memories on it. But every time the other day I went to reach for something, and here's some more CDs or DVDs,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, oh, Mom, you would be making all kinds of DVDs right now. That was
Sure.
just her thing. And I'm really thankful that she had that thing.
Yeah.
After my dad died, that became her thing, and
Yep.
I'm thankful for that. And
Absolutely.
all the cameras, I still actually have a couple of her cameras. And Tim's like, we have got to do something. I have a couple video cameras still. And he goes, what are we going to do with these? And I don't even know. Because like I said, somebody told me the other day, some of that's starting to come back.
Yeah.
Some of that film and stuff, people are realizing it's great to have a phone. It's great that we do it all the time. People don't print pictures anymore.
No.
It's sad. But I think people want them still. So
Sure.
I always, though, every day think of my mom when it comes to a picture. And I recently dropped my phone in the river. Never got it back.
no.
But I thought, oh, my goodness. But then, thank goodness for technology and clouds that I was able to retrieve my pictures and stuff, And I think, what if I wouldn't have been able to retrieve those? I'm thankful for the memories my mom gave me now. It's funny how
Absolutely.
something at the moment made you mad and was like, really? We have to have another DVD? And
Yeah.
now I look at those and I think, wow.
Yeah. I can't think of a memory that's negative that I had with your parents. Just the sweetest people in the world they
Yeah.
were, and that was what you had said earlier about all the data and the stuff that we accumulate over the years. There's people now with a phone full of stuff that they don't know how to access it on the cloud. They
Right.
don't know what to do with it.
Right.
And that stuff. If you for whatever reason forget your account or your Apple account or your Android account, you can't access it.
I know.
So it's a good thing to. I try to download my cloud like every couple of months or something because
Do you?
accumulate so much
well,
stuff.
when they brought all mine back, when I had to go get the new phone, it didn't come back with any of the names and numbers. I came back with 700 phone numbers, but no names.
Wow.
And I was like, but I back it up and I do all the right things, but it just didn't
Yeah.
do it. So that's been interesting to say. And I always think of my mom, and I think of my dad with the first cell phone. I remember the first cell phones my dad and I had. We had those big ones that were the size of a battery.
Right.
And they weighed like a battery.
Yeah.
And we carried it around because we were so cool because we had it. And then my dad didn't get to be part of all this new stuff.
Yeah.
He was alive to see a cell phone and he was alive to see the internet, but he didn't get to see the wireless and he didn't get to see all the cool stuff and all these cameras and all the things. And I often think, what would he think if he walked in the door today, of how far his vision has gone?
Hey, I know he'd be very proud of what you did with WAPN and his,
So you've
his
listened
legacy.
to WAPN over the years, haven't you?
Yes.
And how do you think it's changed over the years?
I feel like you have to progress with the times because you're hitting a whole new demographic.
Yeah.
So I feel like you've done a good job at keeping modern with the music and keeping
Well, it's all
things
God.
rolling.
All
Absolutely.
God. Because
Absolutely.
I deleted all the music once on accident.
Oh my goodness.
I could not get it back.
Oh wow.
And Shane always gets mad. He goes, "Why do you do that? Why do you do?" And I go, "Well, I think I'm helping," and I was not helping, and I could
had
not
the
get
best
it back.
of intentions.
I did. I fully had the idea that I was going to do this, right? And God said, "Well, you have 3 minutes." And I was like, "What do you mean I have 3 minutes, right?" Because there was a song, and he goes, "You've always wanted to make it different. You've wanted to change. You did it today." And I was like, "Okay." So I went on iTunes and I found a song and I pulled it over, right? And then I could hear his voice again say, "Well, now you have 6 minutes." And it's like, well, and I literally had to find music, and I literally said, "Okay, God, the kind of worship I want is live worship, that you feel like you're there."
Yeah.
And I want that raw worship. And I literally started downloading and moving over, and I could just feel the presence of the Lord with me the whole time. It was like, okay, it's yours now.
Yeah.
Go for it. And it's hard to program. It's hard to pick music. And it's hard for change because you're comfortable. But I think God wants us to change. Like, I believe there's a huge movement right now with the young people.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
we need to embrace that.
Absolutely.
And we need to encourage it.
Absolutely.
I mean, never in my wildest dreams would I imagine taking my granddaughter school shopping and her wanting a worship shirt
Yeah.
and proudly wearing it.
And now more than ever, there's so many things that are trying to pull their attention away from God,
Right.
and even morals in general. But there's so much distraction on YouTube and on TikTok and Facebook. I mean, it just totally opposite of what God wants for their lives and the influence it's going to have on them. And I think parents have a big responsibility, and grandparents have a big responsibility to monitor what their kids are looking at because,
There's a lot of crud out there, but you know what? There's
it's
a lot
two
of good
clicks
out
away.
there, too.
There is, absolutely.
And I chose to turn WAPN into the good of it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to use the cool stuff. I'm going to be part of the YouTube. I'm going to be part of the Facebook. I'm going to be part of the, Twitter and all that because God gave that tool.
Yeah.
And we as Christians can take it
To
and
whom
use
much
it.
has been given,
Right.
much is expected, yeah.
And I remember when Forrest Frank got hurt a few months ago, and I told my granddaughter, she listens to him, but then I knew the story about how he fell and got hurt. I don't know if you know the story. And then all these youth groups started praying for him, and they were sending him videos. And he woke up one day, and he didn't put the brace on his back. And he went and grabbed his son, and he was healed.
Wow.
And so I told my granddaughter about that, and she goes, "Really?" And then somebody else got hurt, and then they made a song, And if God had to use that to be real, it got caught on his camera when he fell. So it wasn't like anybody could say, "Oh, it's a ploy." You know what I'm saying? He had x-rays, and now there's no broken back.
Wow.
And what that's done for the youth, the young people, encourage them that there must be something going on, that there's this God that you can be part of that can heal you.
Well, we're so visual now. Everything's audio
Totally.
and visual. So when God does something so amazing and they can see it,
Right.
it just changes their whole outlook on,
Oh,
on
totally.
life.
My granddaughters got baptized a couple weeks ago, and it was so cute because when the one came out of the water, she just put her hand up and did this fist pump and just radiant. And it was plastered all over social media because the picture really was worth 1,000 words.
Wow.
And I thought, and it wasn't because it was, I mean, whose ever grandchild it could have been. It was just, you could tell this kid was just like, I did it, I'm living for Jesus.
Yeah.
And it was such a special moment. I thought, I love this movement because I don't feel, in my 63 years of being alive, that kids have ever been this bold about Jesus.
Yeah.
I really don't.
No, there's definitely a resurgence. And I think back to the old revival days when they'd set up tents on the side of the road and whatnot. And
my dad set one up once or twice, so I know that. Uh-huh.
I'm thinking maybe it's time someone did that again, but I don't know how well that would be received or not. But I just feel like, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool to have
revival?
Yeah.
No, I actually think it would be.
Yeah,
because they have no fear.
Yeah.
And they it's just so cool to see they're using social media to spread the love of God.
Yeah.
And what it should be for. And so I think all these years that we've known each other and all the years of technology and all the things we come through, I would say right now is my favorite time. What do you think about it all?
I would say too. I'm a little apprehensive about AI. I don't know what the future's going to hold, but ultimately God's in control. So we don't have to live in fear about anything, really. But it's an exciting time to be alive. I really feel like that. I never thought in my life that I would see the kind of things that are developing right now. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's mind-boggling when I look at the advancements. And AI's not growing in years; it's growing in months. Mm-hmm. What was impossible a month ago now is just a normal thing that you can do, and it just blows me away. I think about this program called Suno that takes the music and puts it together for you, and I'm thinking, well, that single-handedly just took out all the production and
see. Now I'm excited to listen about that because I could do spots with it.
Yeah, everything that went into making a record or making music, it single-handedly got wiped out in
kind of like when I pushed the button and deleted all the music.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm thinking, well, what else is there? There's doctors, there's lawyers, there's so many things that are going to be automated.
That's my husband actually has a 3D printed part in his body.
Yeah.
Yeah. From when he had one of his surgeries, they had to build a part, and they used a 3D printer to do it. And when they first were telling us, how they were going to do this, and I was like, and it had to cure in this room for so long to acclimate to his body and all that. And I was thinking, this is like crazy, weird stuff. But now think about it. We can do transplants. We can do this. Nobody would have ever imagined the things that we can do today.
Yeah.
So I think we have to embrace it all. And I feel that my dad had a vision for WAPN. And I can honestly say 40 years later, I still have that vision to win souls for Christ and be in a praying radio station. That will always be WAPN, to win souls, that one, and to always be somebody that you can tune in and be prayed for or encouraged. We will always be that. Have we changed with times? Heck yeah. You got to.
Have to.
You got to be relevant. You do.
Yeah.
Is it sometimes nervous and scary? And like this equipment was also nervous and scary to me at first. And now I'm like, hey, this is great. Another resource to win that one to Christ. So
Amen.
I think we just have to embrace.
Amen.
And I just think we have to know that God's got us.
Yeah. It's not going away. It's not going away.
No, it is not going away.
The genie's been let out of the bottle, so to speak.
And I wonder, like you were saying, how you wonder about your music and stuff and how it's so cool now to make something and all that. I wonder what the next thing is for WAPN. And we were talking, like, I can only take a week off now. That's great.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, there was a time, remember when we had an automation system that was literally, couldn't be gone that day. Mm-hmm. And now I can say, I could literally be gone a week. You wonder, is there going to be a time, and I can do some stuff remotely. Shane's really good at remoting in, like if I break something and he needs to remote in. Who knew we could even do that a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
And now we can see each other's computers from another location. So who knows what is next?
Well, with the advanced learning that they're doing with these AI platforms, I envision that you're going to have a time where your voice will be on the radio and you can be in the Philippines or wherever you want to be, and AI will take care of it. The only limiting factor is power,
Right.
If the power goes out or something.
Right. But we have a
other than
generator
that-
now, so hey, we're good.
Exactly. So there could come a time when everything in the station will be fully automatic and you don't have to do anything but
Right. And, but I don't know if I ever want all that either.
Yeah.
Like I'm semi-retired now, and at first I didn't understand that at all. It was so funny.
What's the difference between semi-retired and?
Okay, the only difference is I've been really thinking about this. The only difference is if I do want to go get that donut, I can go get it and not feel guilty. That's basically it. No, actually on Fridays it's funny because Fridays is my semi-retired day. I'm trying to break myself into this. I come in early and I work till like 8. Okay.
Oh, nice.
And then I go volunteer somewhere.
So you're still working.
Yeah, but but I'm trying to.
But it's a labor of love.
Right, and I don't want to not be with WAPN. I just wanted to be able to, I guess, if I wanted to go build a house for Habitat, I could take the day and do it as WAPN.
Sure.
I wanted to be more in the community. So my semi-retirement has nothing to do with laying on a beach somewhere. It has involving WAPN with more 501(c)(3)s in the community.
And that's what I garner the most from WAPN is your interaction and love for the community. You
I love the
and your
community.
family have always been a part of the community. Holly Hill, Ormond, South Daytona. I mean, you guys have been right there and been a part of so much. So that's what I think.
And that's what
is
I think semi-retire means. I
Yeah.
think that I can go more and do more. I just found out that I'm going to get to be part of Habitat, to be
Nice.
on a build. And I'm like, you made it. And they were all laughing at me. I go, Tim just taught me how to reverse the drill the other day. And they're going, well, hey, you know something. And I was like, I just learned that, But I thought, I would have never imagined that I could take WAPN out in the streets like this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of full circle.
Sure.
Because my parents were always in the streets and visiting churches and doing stuff,
Sure.
And I've just added the nonprofit status more to it. Not only the church, but all the wonderful nonprofits that we have out there that I've kind of trying to bridge them together. So
Yeah.
I guess you sitting here today, I realized WAPN is totally the same vision my dad started. Being in the street, loving on people,
Yeah.
being part of the community, showing the love of God through your grace and your kindness.
No question.
Kind of wraps it up, doesn't it?
It does.
Thank you so much,
does.
Bob, for coming in.
My pleasure.
I hope next time she gets to come along.
Yeah.
Because she's been a big encouragement to me over the years. She loves to listen to WAPN.
Well, she was asking if there was another day she can come in. I said, I'm sure Shelley would be
I will
happy
work
to
it
make
out.
time for
I will
you.
work it out. And she
So-
brought me lunch. Really? Or,
Yeah.
Did you make it or did she?
No, she made it. Those
Okay.
are Filipino spring rolls. So.
Oh my goodness! If I
Yeah.
bring those home, though, I'm worried that then it will really convince my husband he needs to go. Thanks so much, Bob, for hanging out with me this
My
morning.
pleasure,
God
Shelley. It's
bless.
been